1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
It's Jeannie here on South Shore Style TV, and we are here today in the Charles David Salon. This place is awesome. It's huge. It has things from the spa. You can get your makeup done, your hair done, and even shop when you finish. What girl doesn't love that? So come on inside, and I'll show you a little bit more about what Charles David has to offer. Hey folks, we're back here at South Shore Style TV, and I'm joined here today by Giovanna Sheehan, a stylist at Charles David Salon. Giovanna, can you tell me a little bit about the history of Charles David?
Sure. They've been open for 17 years. This is our new location as of this past January. We'll be here for 6 years. We have over 90 employees at this building, and we have 2 other locations in Plymouth.
Wow, that's awesome. So how did you find yourself at Charles David?
I had my own salon for years in Braintree, and I sold it after my 3rd child and stayed home for a little while. And then when I was ready to come back and regenerate my career, there was only one place, and that's Charles David.
That's awesome. I mean, now 90 employees, that is a lot. And this salon, I mean, it looks huge. They have makeup. So what are the kind of things you do here that's different than other salons?
Once they enter the building, they're greeted by a receptionist, and then you go to the waiting area, and then your stylist comes to you, and you go back, and every stylist does a full consultation with you. And we decide what the best look is going to be for you, and we go from there. And we have a full-service salon. We have a spa upstairs that does everything from skin to waxing and massage. And
That's wonderful. I mean, now Giovanna gave me this wonderful look I have here today. Can you explain a little bit about what you did?
Sure. We took about 6 inches off Gina's hair, which she needed it desperately. And we wanted to keep her really natural, so I just used a semi-color that deepened her natural color a little bit, and then I enhanced some highlights in the front here, as you can see in here. That way she won't have too much upkeep, and she doesn't have to be so dedicated to come back, but give you a little color.
And, one common misconception out there is that getting your hair done could cause damage, but I mean, my hair feels wonderful and super healthy, so what are some things you guys do here to help that?
We use our color line that we're using now is Beth Minardi's signature color, and it's putting everything that we have to take out when we color hair. So it's putting back all the water and the lipids and everything to restore and seal the cuticle, and that's why your hair looks so shiny the way it does.
Awesome. Now, what would you say that the style of Charles David Salon is? Like, what is their personal style?
I definitely think it's unique because, again, with 90 women and a few gentlemen that we have here, that kind of is unique in its own way. We're very friendly with each other, and we work as a team. If one stylist is out and another client comes in, we always have that formula, and we work well together that way.
That's wonderful. Now, someone looking to go into the business on the South Shore, what advice would you give to them to help them sort of get started?
Well, of course, they'd have to go to hairdressing school, and then what we do offer here, which is different, when our assistants come in, they have to go on a 2-year program. So it's really intense, and after 2 years, then they're placed on the floor when they're ready. Most salons will take a hairdresser out of the school, and they can be cutting hair in 3 months. So that's very unique here, too, because of the intense program that they have for the assistants.
Great. Now I see we have this wonderful model over here with some red hair. If you want to come on over, what did you do to her?
This is Ashley. And Ashley had, when she first came in, She had some really light blonde pieces. Can I stand? Is it okay? And so she's a natural redhead, but she was a little dull. So we took away that blonde and we put some deeper pieces in to give it some different color reds and just some dimension.
That's wonderful. Now, as you can see, Charles David has an array of services here from 90 staff, and they also have a spa, makeup, or hair, and it's a great place to come and relax and spend your day. We are here today with Lou, the desk manager at Charles David Salon. Now, the phone is nonstop ringing off the hook. What do you think makes people keep coming back to Charles David?
Well, of course, Buddy and David started it from the top, so customer service is like number one for them. So I think clients coming in feeling that they're special constantly, we know their name, we know things about their background, so they always feel like cheers, like they're comfortable, they come here. Not to mention we have the best designers in the world, so they get great hair, so all of it. It's just a wonderful experience.
Awesome. What would you say Charles David busiest time of the year is?
Well, obviously Christmas is busy, but we're so blessed. We're busy all the time. So, the holidays definitely peak it, but we're just very fortunate. We're constantly busy. We're blessed.
That's amazing. Do you keep seeing an influx of people coming in, like new customers, old customers? Is there a range of ages?
We have customers coming. We've been in business 17 years. We have customers that have been coming since day one. We do have a lot of new clients coming in because they get referred. They see our advertisements, things like this. And all ages from 5 years old all the way up.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out to talk to us. We are here today with Wanda, the Director of Operations here at Charles David Salon in Hanover. Could you tell us a little bit about what makes Charles David so different than other salons?
I think that they are very hospitality oriented. That's what we try to do every day. Is from the time that they come in the door, they're greeted. We take their coats, we make them coffee. I make 12 dozen cookies every morning. So it's just every little detail like that. We keep the place clean. I mean, and we're fun. We really do enjoy our jobs here.
That's wonderful. Now, how did you find yourself here at Charles David?
I've been a client of Buddy's for maybe 35 years. Wow. So I was out of the business for a long time. I had my own sewing business, but when my kids started to go to college, I had to make some money. So I called David up and I asked if I could come and work, and I sat beside him being an assistant, and I took over. And they offered me a job and as director of operations, and so I am in charge of all the people here.
That's awesome. Now, today, the salon floor looks really busy. Is it like this every day?
Every day. We see anywhere from 200 a day to 1,200 a week people.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for talking with us today. We are here today with Buddy, salon co-owner of Charles David Salon here in Hanover. Could you tell us a little bit about how you guys got started in the business?
Sure. I worked for Salon in Braintree for many, many years. And then David and I, the David of Charles David, decided to go out on our own. And we started Charles David actually up in Norwell. It would be 17 years ago. So we were there for 13 years and in this new building for 5.
That's amazing. Now, behind us, this looks like a playground of color. Could you just explain a little bit about what's going on?
It absolutely is. We are the first Beth Bernardi signature shade salon. And these are all of Beth Bernardi's new signature shades behind us. They are loaded with phytocollagens and ceramides. It keeps the hair in optimum condition. You're actually getting conditioning treatment while the hair is being colored. I have never seen shine, gray coverage, or dimension ever possible like this before. It is amazing.
That's awesome. Now, being such a busy salon, how do you guys keep up with all the style trends and keep your staff trained on all of that?
Well, we're very involved with education, and I'm also one of the leaders, one of the 6 chosen for the Bernardi core artistic team. So we're constantly in New York, we're constantly out in LA, and we have up and ongoing education monthly in this salon.
That's amazing. Now, do you guys have anything in the future that you're really excited about, or any trends you see going on that you just love to do here?
Sure. Well, the new spring blonde is going to be rose gold. That is going to be the new spring hair color for blondes. Your brunettes are always gorgeous, shiny, dimensional. Redheads, of course, need to have lots of pop to them. The coppers, the oranges, the golds, the Julianne Moores, all those fabulous redheads that we look in magazines at every day.
That's awesome. Now I saw over there a hair dryer. Maybe it looked very up and coming, technical. Could you describe like how that works and everything?
Sure, those are the Takara Belmont rollerballs. They use infrared heat. There's no hot air that blows on the client's head. It doesn't move the foils around. They're very comfort client involved.
That's awesome. I mean, this salon looks like it's never a dull moment here, and it's always up and coming. So thank you so much. We're back on South Shore Style Television, and we are here today at Fashion Focus in Pembroke, Mass. Fashion Focus is an awesome place for girls like modeling or fashion shows. They do everything here that any girl dreams of, so come on in and check it out. We are here today with Maria Wood, the owner of Fashion Focus here in Pembroke, Mass. Could you tell me a little bit about how your business got started?
I started my business about 12 years ago after I have 3 children. I have 2 girls and a boy, and they're older now. They're 24, 21, and my son will be 17. And I sort of started it as a way of when I saw my own daughters growing up and sort of the struggles that they were having and all of the things that I was doing to help them through that and the things that I had learned over the years about self-confidence and self-esteem and feeling good about yourself and how to feel beautiful, how to give meaning to the word, to the expression beauty comes from within. So I thought, why don't I do something? It seems to have worked for me. It's working for my daughters, and put a program together for girls so they can all come together and learn from some sort of the easiest techniques to feel good about yourself.
Now, what are some of your goals for your business and what you see in the future?
Oh my goodness. My goals are to tell as many people as I can about what we do here, because what we do here is so positive and it's so reaffirming. And I have seen such tremendous strides in some of the girls that have come here. And they come for many different reasons. Some come because they want to model. Some come because they're shy. Some come because they're not a sports-oriented person or anything like that. So they're looking for an activity. And so when they come here, they tend not to leave. It's such a great positive place. So my goal is to continue to get the word out there with places and programs like this, obviously, and to expand, to get to other areas in Massachusetts, maybe New England someday. So to expand and to just keep doing what I do and doing it from my heart, which is really what motivates me, to kind of do what feels right from my heart. So that's what I hope for.
What could a normal person, say, come in here and expect, like a client? How would they come in here? Would they just walk in? Could you just describe that process a little bit?
Sure. So basically, people come here, I'll get phone calls, or I have open houses, or I'll have a mother inquiring about her daughter wanting to model, and I usually get the same phone call. I know all parents say their children are beautiful, but mine really is. And so we kind of, from that, try to figure out what it is their goal is. Do they want them to model? Are they just looking for reaffirmation of social skills and etiquette and just good old manners and poise and posture? Lots of parents come here because they want their daughters to feel more confident and they want to stand taller, which we do here, and that's what we use the runway for. So what I find a lot of times is that I have to dispel sort of that negativity sometimes with modeling that can be projected from that word, and let them know that we use this as a tool. I'm not an agency. I am not promoting the business of modeling per se, but you should see how this runway, and I'm pointing straight ahead because we have a runway here, you should see how this runway transforms these girls. They get on it, they feel powerful, and we do fashion shows all over the South Shore to give them the opportunity to feel good about themselves and to have that love and warmth from their family members and friends coming to see them. So qualify the girls. What do they want? Get them involved in the program. Decide, if we want to push them into the shows. Their parents usually do. Sometimes, usually a smaller percentage of the girls don't want to do the shows, very small percent. And we don't force it. Everything here is done to their what they're ready for. So.
And is there an age limit on all of this, or do you welcome all ages and everyone?
Of course, I welcome everyone, but the fact remains is that a lot of the women my age, or just women in general, say they want to do this, but then I can't get them to commit to it. So the program, Fashion Focus itself, is girls ages 4 or 5 to 18, so they're school-age girls. And but yes, we open it to everybody. And I do have mothers call me, and I do have parents who want self-improvement. I do private lessons here. I do seminars and things like that. So we're whatever you want, we can hopefully help you with.
How would you describe Fashion Focus's personal style? When you come in here, what do you think people get when they walk in right away?
Well, hopefully they're wowed by all my, it's kind of eclectic and a little bit, fun and a little fanciful, but hopefully sophisticated and classy. And they understand that what we do here is derived out of pure joy, really. I know I keep saying that from my heart and joy and all that, but it is really what is my business philosophy. I have learned as I've gotten older, I trust my gut. I do what feels right. That's why we do so much with the community, so many volunteer projects and stuff like that. So I hope when they come in, I really do treat my studio like my home. I want them to feel warm and welcomed and not want to leave, and to feel. And I get a lot of parents who say, "My daughter just got home and she said she wishes she could live at Fashion Focus, or she wishes she could have a sleepover there, or whatever." And that's very important to me, for them to feel welcomed.
For others on the South Shore, do you have any tips for someone looking to get into owning their own business, or anything that could help them sort of on their way?
Yes, I would say, and I have learned this myself, to network through the local Chamber of Commerce's, to support each other. Other small businesses, I have flourished since I started to understand how small businesses need to kind of group together and how we can work and promote and help each other. And that has been the most beneficial thing that I've done recently, is just to really just network with other small businesses and have a big heart and don't expect things in return. Just do because you want to see somebody else succeed. And certainly, there's plenty of room for us to all grow.
Now, right when I walked in, I was greeted by this amazing runway, but I do know that a lot of misconceptions come with a runway like this. So would you like to elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. One of the biggest misconceptions that we have here at the Fashion Focus Modeling and Finishing Program is modeling. Modeling tends to have a negative connotation to a lot of parents. And while the business does have its pitfalls, and there are some things that are very you have to look out for and beware of, I want people to understand that Fashion Focus is not an agency. We are not promoting models. What we're promoting and why we're using the runway and why we do fashion shows is to promote a feeling of empowerment. And for these girls, any girl, whatever size, whatever shape, whatever background, to get up that, what I say a lot of times is that runway is like magic to some of these girls. They walk up there, and the power that they feel when they get up there is what's amazing. And you can't define it. And what I hope is after a show or after they've done an event is that they take that feeling of acceptance and love and feeling good about themselves, because we all want to feel pretty. There's nothing wrong with that. What we do here at Fashion Focus is try to balance it, but I'm hoping that they take the power that they feel on the runway and they can take it and transfer it to everyday life. So the next day at school, if they felt like they were ignored or invisible, they won't maybe feel that way the next day because they had a moment on the runway at the mall where everybody noticed them. And that's powerful.
And if there's one thing that any girl you would want to take away from this program, what would you choose?
Let's see. One thing that I would want a girl to take away from this program is a sense of self, a stronger sense of who they are, what they stand for, and to make no excuses for it, to absolutely, no matter what your age, especially teenagers, actually from 10, 11 up, to own who you are, to not make excuses, to not say, well, or to not quit anything because you're being pressured by other people to quit. Well, that's kind of stupid, or that. To own it, to leave here and feel secure and 100% who they are and how they define themselves, and nobody can change that.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.